Imagine you are doing your weekly grocery shop. You have a list, the usual things: eggs, bread, olive oil, pasta, coffee, yogurt, and laundry detergent. You go to your regular grocery store. You spend $180. Next week, same list, same quantities, same products. But this time you go to Aldi instead. You spend $108. Not because you bought inferior products, not because you used coupons, not because anything on the list changed. You spent $72 less on the same groceries, simply because of which store you walked into. That is not a sale. That is not a promotion. That is a structural difference in how one company has engineered its entire economic operation differently from every other grocery store in America. And the story of how Aldi created that 40% cost gap is one of the most instructive economic case studies in modern retail. Because what Aldi did is not complicated, but it is almost impossible to copy. But before we get into how Aldi does it, you need to understand where it came from. Because the economics that make Aldi possible today were born out of a historical moment that no American retailer has ever experienced, and that origin changes everything about how this business model should be understood. The year is 1946. Germany is in ruins. The Second World War has ended. The economy has collapsed. Rationing is still in effect. Millions of people have almost no money and need to feed their families. In the town of Essen, in northwestern Germany, two brothers, Karl and Theo Albrecht, have inherited a small grocery store from their mother. They cannot afford large inventories. They cannot afford elaborate store designs. They cannot afford to carry products that do not sell quickly. So they strip the operation down to its absolute minimum. No decorations, no elaborate displays, no variety for the sake of variety. Just the products people needed most, priced as low as humanly possible. And it worked. The Albrecht brothers discovered something in post-war Germany that American retailers had never been forced to learn. When you remove everything that is not essential, you do not just cut costs. You reveal what customers actually need and price it in a way that everyone can afford. By 1960, they had expanded to over 300 stores across Germany. In 1961, the brothers disagreed over whether to sell cigarettes and split the company into two separate entities, Aldi Nord and Aldi Süd. Aldi Süd is the company operating approximately 2,400 stores in the United States today. Aldi is a contraction of Albrecht Discount. Albrecht Discount. The word discount is not just a description of Aldi's pricing. It is literally part of the company's name. Discount is not a strategy for Aldi. It is an identity built into its founding DNA. So, how does Aldi actually deliver prices 40% lower than a conventional grocery store? The answer is not one thing. It is 5 interlocking mechanisms, each one removing a specific layer of cost from the retail equation. Mechanism 1. The SKU reduction strategy. A typical American grocery store carries between 30,000 and 50,000 individual product options. Aldi carries approximately 1,400. That number is not a limitation. It is a weapon. When you carry fewer products, several economic advantages compound simultaneously. You negotiate better pricing from suppliers because you are ordering larger quantities of fewer items. You turn over inventory faster, less waste, less storage cost. Your staff manages the store with fewer people, and your customers decide faster, increasing throughput per hour. Mechanism 2. The private label economics. More than 90% of products in an Aldi store are Aldi's own brand. When you buy Aldi's olive oil, you are not buying a national brand's olive oil. You are buying olive oil that meets Aldi's specifications, manufactured by a supplier who produces it exclusively for Aldi. The national brand premium, the advertising, the packaging design, the celebrity endorsement, the shelf placement fee is entirely removed. What remains is the product itself, priced at its actual cost, plus a thin margin. Mechanism 3. The store design efficiency. Aldi stores average approximately 12,000 square feet. A typical American supermarket averages over 50,000 square feet. Smaller footprint means lower rent, lower utilities, lower cleaning costs, and fewer staff required per store. And products in Aldi are frequently sold directly from their shipping boxes, opened at the top and placed on the shelf as is. No shelf stacking labor, no display design budget. The box is the shelf. Mechanism 4, the checkout innovation. Two operational decisions Aldi made that most customers notice immediately. You bring your own bags. You pay a quarter deposit to use a shopping cart, which you get back when you return it. These are not inconveniences. They are precision labor cost reductions. Bag costs eliminated. Cart collection staff eliminated. Every friction point the customer absorbs is a cost Aldi does not pay. Aldi stores are designed for a 20-minute shop. Fewer products, smaller footprint, faster checkout, and no complex in-store navigation required. That speed advantage means more customers served per hour, higher revenue per square foot, and lower cost per transaction. Every efficiency compounds on every other efficiency. Those 5 mechanisms explain how Aldi is cheaper, but they do not explain why Aldi is so difficult to compete against. Because the real competitive advantage is not any single mechanism. It is what happens when all 5 operate together inside one complete system. And there is a second revelation in this story that most American consumers do not know. One of the most popular grocery stores in America is actually the same business as Aldi. Here is how. Here is the fundamental economic challenge facing any retailer that tries to compete with Aldi. Copying one mechanism does not work. You cannot simply add a private label line to a 50,000 square foot store and compete with Aldi on price. You cannot carry fewer SKUs without destroying the shopping experience your existing customers expect. You cannot redesign checkout without alienating the customers who built your revenue base. Aldi's model only works as a complete system. Every piece depends on every other piece. And building that system from scratch, when you already have stores, staff, suppliers, and a customer base built on a completely different model, is operationally and financially almost impossible. Walmart attempted to compete directly with Aldi by launching a no-frills store format. It failed. Kroger launched a private label expansion and reduced SKU counts in select formats. The results were inconclusive, and the stores still could not match Aldi on price. Trader Joe's, one of the most popular grocery stores in America, is owned by Aldi Nord, the other half of the Albrecht family business formed in the same 1961 split. Trader Joe's and Aldi are at their economic foundation the same business model. Low SKU count, private label dominance, smaller store format, and operational efficiency at every layer. One version targets price-sensitive shoppers. One version targets experience-seeking premium shoppers, the same economic engine. Two completely different brand identities. And here is what makes this important for your grocery bill right now, because Aldi is not staying in its lane. The company has been expanding aggressively across the United States, entering markets previously dominated by Walmart, Kroger, and regional chains. And the economic research on what happens to grocery prices when Aldi enters a new market is something every American consumer should understand. Aldi now operates approximately 2,400 stores in the United States, making it one of the largest grocery chains in the country by store count. And it is not slowing down. The company has publicly committed to aggressive expansion, targeting markets previously dominated exclusively by Walmart, Kroger, and regional grocery chains. When Aldi enters a new market, prices at competing stores in that area measurably decline. This is basic competitive economics. The presence of a 40% cheaper competitor forces every other retailer to examine their pricing or risk losing customers permanently. You do not have to shop at Aldi to benefit from Aldi. The existence of Aldi in your market makes your regular grocery store cheaper. This is one of the most underappreciated consumer economic stories in American retail today. A grocery model born in the ruins of post-war Germany is exerting downward price pressure on the entire American grocery market. And as Aldi continues expanding, that pressure will only intensify. So, knowing all of this, how do you actually use Aldi to its maximum advantage? Because most people who shop at Aldi are only capturing part of the value it offers. The complete Aldi shopping strategy has 3 layers, and the third layer is the one almost nobody uses. Here it is. The consumers who get the most from Aldi do not just shop there. They use it as part of a deliberate 3-layer system. Aldi is not designed to replace your grocery store entirely. It is designed to capture the majority of your spend on core staples, the products you buy every week, reliably and repeatedly. Produce, dairy, eggs, pantry staples, cleaning products, and bread. For these categories, Aldi's private label consistently matches or exceeds national brand quality at 30 to 50% lower cost. Build your Aldi list around your repeating staples. Keep your regular store for the specific branded items where quality difference genuinely matters to you. Most households can redirect 70% of their grocery spend through Aldi, reducing their total grocery bill by approximately 35% without sacrificing the products they genuinely prefer. Every week, Aldi releases a new set of limited-time special purchase products, kitchen appliances, gardening equipment, clothing, electronics, under their Aldi Finds program. These products sell out fast and do not return. The economic logic. Aldi negotiates opportunistic bulk purchases of surplus or closeout inventory from manufacturers and passes the discount directly to consumers. The deals are genuine, not manufactured urgency. Check the Aldi Finds weekly announcement every Wednesday. Products from these releases have sold out within hours in high-demand categories. Once a month, take your standard grocery list and price it at both your regular store and Aldi simultaneously. This monthly comparison keeps your price awareness calibrated and ensures you are not overpaying for products that have migrated permanently into Aldi's range at lower cost. Most households conducting this comparison find 2 or 3 products per month that have permanently shifted in Aldi's favor since their last check. Over 12 months, those shifts compound into hundreds of dollars in annual savings. Aldi started in a bombed-out Germany in 1946 with 2 brothers who had no choice but to be efficient. 75 years later, that forced efficiency has become the most competitive grocery model in the world. And it is quietly reshaping American retail from the inside out, whether American retailers are ready for it or not. Next week, on Price Decoded, we are taking on something that affects every single household in America. The true cost of every subscription you forgot you had. The economics of how recurring charges accumulate invisibly, and the exact system to audit and reclaim that money. Newsletter link is in the description. New video to your inbox before it goes live. And if this changed where you do your grocery shopping this week, subscribe, because there is a lot more to decode.